see you up there. And yeah, this is going to be a fantastic game. VP versus NaVi for a spot at the first CS2 Major, Jason.
Yeah, thing of beauty. I mean, VP on this recovery mission now and have a chance to just get through with it right out of the gates, which would be awesome. And obviously, we mentioned this yesterday too when we were watching them play. A team that I always think can go deep in tournaments. Just an interesting. I'm really surprised Maniac go with NaVi. Maybe he's got something that we don't know.
I don't know. I think that performance yesterday and how VP had been playing, I've got to go with Virtus.pro coming into this one. But we're about to find out. NaVi on the CT side of Ancient. VP get a T-sided start. And look at James. He's got a full bucket of utility.
A whole bucket. A really deep 5-gallon bucket. Smoke, Molotov, 2 flashbangs. And he's waiting for his teammates to take control of Jaguar to start creeping in towards Cave. Now, during this timing, there's going to be a little bit of a push. So actually, a lot of pressure is on Fame here. They're going to see this utility to come in, and NaVi's going to stay aggressive with it.
Yeah, wonderful. Joel Boretis at the bottom of the ramp. Fame jumping around, trying to bait out that shot. Wonderful. He'll drop further back into the bomb site. Aleksib still caught by the flash, but frags out on Norbert. So far, NaVi up looking a little stronger, but Virtus.pro stay committed to this B bomb site. Locked out by smokes, but those will fade away shortly.
Yeah, but VP, I mean, as we know in these situations, they're so comfortable being patient like this. Like, if you're NaVi right now, you're like, this hit actually never came in. Utility's about to fade away. You're moving into a different setup because now you have a little bit of time. All information that VP's been able to get from the footsteps and the smokes have faded, but VP's still here ready and waiting.
And they don't mind pumping the brakes.
And you might feel, if you're NaVi at this moment, like VP has fallen back. Like, they're going back towards T-spawn, they're going back through the water, and now you can start to see the defense moving because they want information. They feel so uncomfortable.
And this is the trap VP can set up, and here comes that push, but it's going to work out for NaVi. Wonderful gets that kill down ramp. Fame is taken out of play. Now 3 players stand for Virtus.pro. It's not looking too good for them in the final 25 seconds. NaVi have held their ground. They know what kind of team they're up against. They know about the patience that's required to win these rounds, and this is just for the pistol. Aleksib with a perfect little tap. Second is clean from the in-game leader. And they are finished off. Flit is left alone. Finally exits the cave, but Bit is ready for him. NaVi set up the trap, and they don't let Virtus.pro escape.
It's a cool trap. You can see the way it comes to fruition. It's just with VPs, the way they like to play, sometimes you get this result, which is they just look kind of silly, like they're sitting around doing absolutely nothing. Well done from NaVi. I think the information play coming down B ramp instead of pushing in towards cave was very smart, very heads up, very focused. And Aleksib handling business. Nice headshots with the USP. Even Bit getting in at the end of the day. It's 1-0 in the favor of NaVi.
And no bomb plant, so VP, no force buy in the second round. Full Glocks. I mean, this tournament is interesting for Virtus.pro because obviously the history with the RMRs last time around was just a little bit mental, shall we say. I think it's the best way to describe it, with Chiron coming into the project early last year, then going into the RMR, so the path to Paris. And they lost Chiron mid-tournament. They brought in Norbert to fill him out, and it was a whole thing. And they didn't make it to the major, Jason.
They didn't lose him. They sent him off.
Yeah, well,
it's not like he just wandered out for a coffee and never came back.
He was abducted by aliens.
They told him to get out. Yeah, that was a very weird situation that we're not likely to see repeated anytime soon, I would imagine.
Probably
wonderful. Should have a field day here. Good kill on the first player. Fame turned the corner. We should say, yesterday against Fnatic, Fame was an absolute monster. What did he end up with? It was something like 26 and 8 within 16 rounds of play. It was mental.
Yeah, Fame was unplayable yesterday, and it's not like he was playing the safest style either, right? He was throwing himself into every fight. He was winning duels he really had no business winning, and that was against Fnatic that they beat 13-3 on this very map of Ancient, and Fame finished 26-6 with a 2.51 rating, Jason.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's see if he's got a little bit more of it today, this time starting on the T side, the offensive side, and starting out in a 0-2 hole. As NaVi come into this clean and handle their business.
Handling their business. Yeah, that's what the top teams are looking to do early on here.
Both these teams kind of in a little bit of image repair after Katowice, right? Both of them with early exits.
Definitely.
NaVi was starting to convert people that this project had some legs to it, had a future, had a path to it, go out a little bit earlier. VP, a team that was supposed to be contenders, went out a little bit earlier. Now at the RMR, they're trying to show what we wanted to see just last week. Ema's going to get the opening kill, proactive running through a Molotov and around the edge of the smoke, and that helps get control of B lane. But he doesn't want to stick with it, just backs off, and now VP play with a man down.
Aleksib clearing out B lane. Hasn't fully cleared out the cubbies, so has to communicate that to the NaVi players that potentially Fame and Flit find themselves in there. And he will be exactly right. But Aleksib, how long is he going to stick around? How long is he willing to fight down B lane? Utility will come in, signaling a lot of pressure now applied to this B bomb site. And Flit is already up, already through into the B site, and smokes follow. So NaVi have to concede this and play it retake.
And NaVi are fine playing retake because of the man advantage. Oh, JL's got one. Oh, no way he converts that. Even a dink on the other one, and this is perfect.
Yeah, sick work from JL, and obviously the grenade coming in too gets that final kill on Fame. It's all left on James though. Out towards the double doors. If you had a molly, maybe you could get a lit round lineup, but for now it is just a little bit of James time.
Bro, I can't believe JL just came running out of cave. I was setting up. I was like, they're happy to play this because they have the man advantage. Happy to play retake. 2 players controlling cave for the post plan, not letting VP have access to that. Yeah. But the fact that JL gets so aggressive is pretty crazy.
Yeah, J Legend goes a little bit loco.
Yeah, he's loving it.
We're back in the major circuit for the likes of Ima and JL, where they really carved a path for themselves to be considered for a team of NaVi's caliber. These are players that are playing in likes of Gamer Legion and Apex, 2 teams that, you know, many people would have just seen as sort of a challenger stage team previously, but they went all the way into the playoffs. Ima had one incredible performance the whole way through and got to the grand final of a major, and that's why they kind of shopped themselves out to a team like NaVi.
Yeah, it's a good point when you want to talk about how important and how much pressure is on the players competing in this RMR. The last major of Paris made these guys' career. That's exactly why they're in this roster, all because of their performance at the major. So it can be a life-changing experience for good or for bad. Mir and James gonna open things up very, very quickly. Mir through the smoke, James with a nice op shot. That's Aleksib doing his challenges out of Jaguar, and this time he's punished.
Good start for Virtus.pro in a round finally. Haven't been able to find too many of these advantages to get themselves into a comfortable spot. There's so much time left on the clock. So if you give James a 2-man advantage and over a minute to play with, this is perfect. This is exactly what he wants to do on the T side.
Generally speaking, VP doesn't lose these rounds, not like this. And you can see they even have the kind of the traps laid. They're not even going all the way around to the A bomb site, heading towards middle as well, where it's just Ima tucked into the cubby. Flashbangs out, calling for information. But if they don't push towards Red Room, he doesn't get action.
For one fight, always going to favor VP in this kind of position. 40 seconds left.
And then they leave the low HP lurker and move around the map again.
So it's a double stack in Jaguar. So the only chance NaVi have of winning this round is if VP finish on the B bomb side. And that's exactly where VP are going. And even at that point, they've got to immediately kill Mir. Stop him from seeing that second player. And that's exactly what will happen. JL takes out Mir. Now they have a shot at winning this round. 19 seconds left. Bomb plant coming through. Fame trying to get it through without getting spammed down through the wood. And he's found Sanctuary around the side of the pillar. So bomb is down. VP now have a huge advantage because they know where the last 2 remaining players are.
And it's interesting to see if they're actually going to go for this or if they're going to try and find an escape route. I think they'll just end up smoking off lane and trying to exit through middle. Not wanting to mess with it, wanted to preserve these weapons as well. Timing shots through the smoke, that's JL to fall, but they never saw Wonderful. They never saw the second player.
Oh, and that's going to help out. Wonderful with the kill on Norbert. Upgrades from the FAMAS to the AK-47. It's a nice little steal away. But Virtus.pro will win their first round here on Ancient. They've won a round here without getting too many kills on the board. I mean, we're looking at VP have really struggled to get a foothold in the fragging department. 4 kills across the entire team. And we're heading into round 5.
Yeah, pretty clean start for NaVi, all things considered. They're going to take a timeout to talk things over and make sure that kind of round doesn't play out multiple times. Certainly not twice in a row as they buy up. Good cash built up on JL and Bit as well. So NaVi's sitting okay with the full investment to decide whatever they want to do. Very B-focused to start for Virtus.pro in these first 4 rounds. Haven't seen any challenges for middle, although to be fair, what we saw yesterday on Ancient against Fnatic was Virtus.pro, as we all know, happy to be patient, happy to wait out utility when it's thrown deep into these choke points. Not really wanting to challenge in the first 20 seconds or so.
And James today is looking to make his 7th major appearance. Major champion in Rio, missed out on the last CSGO major in Paris. Grand finalist in Berlin, so James has quite the history. inside of the major circuit would love to bring this squad to the first CS2 major. Mid control established for Ima and Bit. And Ima's going to climb up onto the ledge, so Smoke will protect him for the time being. He's got Bit to focus down on elbow. VP very controlled T side so far.
Countering that deep smoke with a Molotov to slow down the push into that smoke timer. Wonderful with an op angle deep into A main, allows them to keep 4 rifles pretty mobile across the map, and just now NaVi's clearing out this B lane, but behind the smoke still lurks 2.
VP are going to be aware of the map control that they've given up by playing this slow start to the default, so they're going to be pretty effective in clearing out close door positions. They have to be aware of that now at 50-second mark. It looks like they're going to start getting itchy feet moving towards Aleksib.
JL still has 1 more smoke. I imagine when contact happens, he'll possibly help out, but likely saving it for B ramp a little bit later on if Aleksib encounters some contact.
So the mid take starting to come in here for Virtus.pro. Aleksib's position now spotted on the slightest jiggle peek on the door. So there's that smoke you're talking about. JL deploys that out toward the double doors. They force Aleksib further back.
That's perfect. This defense is perfect. There's 22 seconds left. I don't even know what VP can do. NaVi just stalled him out for the whole round due to the patience. NaVi just takes complete advantage of it. I don't even think they have time to get to the bomb site, even if it was clear.
Yeah, so they cut through Red Room. They're desperately trying to get to the site, but the bomb is down in Donut, and that is the round going against Virtus.pro. NaVi look completely ready today to face against this slow style of VP.
Yeah.
We've seen the early sign of it in the pistol round, where they didn't get too angst, they didn't push, they didn't give any mistakes on over. This round, they hold the utility, they lock them out of the bomb sites, and it's looking so comfortable for NaVi's defense.
I'm honestly so surprised VP even went for that round and didn't just save. I mean, memes aside, like you leave that B double doors with 22 seconds and you got to wrap all the way around to go to the A bomb site where you haven't actually engaged anyone throughout the entire round from NaVi. That's a crazy attempt in that round. Well done from NaVi. That's super impressive to stall VP out like that. Deep utility again. Let's see if it happens twice. And remember, it touches on how much of a lean towards the B bomb site VP have had today to start this map, and yesterday against Fnatic, they haven't wanted the challenge for middle. This time, Flit's gonna fight.
Yeah, it's better for Flit to actually fight, try and take control of this, but there's another player available, and it's Ima that's come through. Sweeps the legs from underneath Flit. There has to be a reaction now for VP. They can't just sit back. They've got to take some space, but the bomb is all the way back outside elbow towards T-spawn.
Oh, Bit's going to go down.
Oh, but is he going to overextend the shadow? James knows. He knows there's a player inside of the temple, and he's just waiting, allowing his teammates to go in. James has locked away that temple push from Bit. Ima comes through middle, trying to get beyond that Molotov in Donut, and he absolutely will. Only a single kill, though, from Ima. Mir frags out in return. And a 3v3 established with just under a minute left, and James' patience has to come off the angle. Knows that he has to help by tossing utility into the bomb site, but is waiting patiently for Bit.
He's just kept him pinned down this whole time. Oh, and then he misses the chance, misses the opportunity.
And Bit still gets out of Temple. Mir's inside of the donut, and Wonderful does not check it. James, missed shot, pulled away from Temple yet again. And he stood in the same position, but no shots will land. It's only Mir left, a 1v2. And the defuse is not through yet for NaVi. No one's even tapped it. They don't have utility to cancel Mir out of this round, so they go to fight him. Mir gets behind cover, and time is now ticking for NaVi to get this defuse. And Mir knows he can just toy with his prey. JL gets the kill, and he's going to run back for that defuse. Mir tried to run the clock low, but not low enough. JL still gets it through for NaVi.
I don't know why Mir pulled the knife out. I think he thought that bomb timer was way deeper than it actually was, but he still needed to actually fight. You still need to challenge in that position. That ring around the rosy can only last so long. The real issue, I mean, Mir's going to get a little bit of a side glance due to the knife in the clutch, but Jay missing those shots. He held that angle at Temple for like 40 seconds in that round, missed the opportunity when it finally came, and missed 2 more shots after the fact, and that's what ends the round for VP. That's what gives NaVi the avenue back into the retake.
And you just thought for how long that James was holding that he was guaranteed at least one. The fact that nothing went his way is surprising.
And James, an opera who's solid in those situations. He's known for hitting just like the easy ones because he's patient and waiting, but here comes the mid-exec.
Pushing out through elbow, some utility up, Bit burning away from the cutout, and he swings into the fight. Norbert brings him down, and what a shot from Fame up towards the ledge. Emma decides that they can't just give up middle too easily, especially after losing players in multiple sides. So Emma pushes back into mid, but JL's cave fight goes the wrong way. And that has created so much space for Flit to just keep pushing into the B bomb site. Unless this fight gets a double, which it won't, NaVi are about to lose this round. They know exactly where Wonderful is in middle now, so they'll take that bomb, plant it on the B site, and Wonderful attempts to save.
And as soon as that shot rang out in middle from Wonderful, you could see all those yellow dots starting to converge towards the B bomb or the A bomb site. Nice shot from Wonderful. I think he heard a little bit of a footstep right at the end. He's got a long time still to survive, so gonna get aggressive in towards Donut. And VP, how much do they want to hunt down this AWP? They don't have any kind of a great economy to lose too many weapons, but obviously a valuable target on the map still in play.
Oh, shot from Wonderful. Damn, Jame this time punishes him. AWP for up for grabs. Jame will grab that and thank him very much. So VP's early battles in middle allow them to get another round, and it's Flit creating space.
And notice the change of pace. The early start to this was talking about how well NaVi was able to stall them out. This was just like, all right, guys, get out middle. Let's neutralize these Molotovs. Let's throw flashes. Let's throw our own Molotovs as well in response. Flush them out of their corners and really challenge for this early, which they never had to do against Fnatic because Fnatic couldn't handle the slow stuff. Now that NaVi's handling the slow stuff, VP can switch into that other gear. And that's kind of been the evolution of this team, where they're known as that kind of slow, boring, grinding play style around the map. Well, they've been incorporating over the past year, ever since they won the Rio Major, a little bit more aggression into their gameplay, and we're seeing it here.
Mac 10 for Norbert, rips apart Aleksib. Second shot is easy for Jame. Upon that long peek from JL. We spoke about the heartbreak that VP suffered on the path to Paris last year. Wonderful felt that same sting with the Spirit side of things. Didn't get to go to Paris for that last major. His first major appearance was in Rio, the major that VP picked up. He's looking for his second appearance at a major today. And going 3-0 through the RMR is perfect. We heard about it on the desk. Mania, I think it was Pimp that brought it up. He was saying, you have all that extra time if you go 3-0. You get to go home, you have weeks to prepare for the World Championship. And that could go a long, long way. Don't want to have to go down into the last chance qualifier. Don't want to have to battle your way through multiple best of threes. Today is the best opportunity to get through cleanly.
Good shot from Jame. Yeah, today, I mean, obviously, you want to go through as quick as possible 3-0, no doubt about that. But certainly, looking at all the struggles we've seen in various RMRs over the years, not even want to mess with who's left still. And the FaZe is still out there, one tough loss against them, and all of a sudden, you have a chance. You're playing with the pressure of elimination on your back.
Yeah, you can very quickly go from 2-0 after winning your 2 opening best of ones to having to get into groggy battles against great squads. You don't want to let that happen. You got to withstand. You got to get through the 3-0. Just feel as comfortable as possible. Mid fights coming through again. It's actually Mir who wants to challenge to the back of that flyer, and he knows he's got Flit coming up and trying to split middle with him. His 2 for 2 is a 3v3 established early on thanks to those mid fights. The VP have come out looking a little better because they've got the map control.
They do have the map control. But the bomb is tucked behind the B double doors behind this smoke. Norbert's going to have to pick that one up. And NaVi now have complete control of the B lane. So if the goal is to meet up with Norbert and have him come through those double doors as you come up ledge, this could get dicey. Now, NaVi's taking a little bit of a risk because Aleksi's going to be left on an island. He's pushed up, pushed out of cave, watching those double doors, but he's now no longer got any teammates watching for anyone encroaching upon that position. So it's all him on this side of the map as the other two walk around on an exploration mission. But this is exactly the kind of things that VP likes to punish. If anyone peeks Red Room, Jame is waiting.
Oh, good kill from Fame. Important trade comes through from Wonderful. With 43 seconds left, when is the call to go for Virtus.pro? And they're sending that bomb solo in towards the A bomb side currently. Wonderful is starting to creep back over. If he gets his AWP in position to aim in, this could be devastating, but he misses the shot. Norbert flies through the sky and gets that bomb planted on default. Now Jame posts up for that CT peek, and he might have that opportunity, but such an important flash comes over.
That's from Aleksib from middle. Big engagement, he can't handle the fight. Awkward angle for Norbert, awkward peek, and I think now, wonderful, your idea is saving this AWP, saving this weapon, because NaVi got no money in the bank. VP have ground them down and will break them yet again.
It's a great adaptation from Virtus.pro. They tried to come in with that classic playstyle you pointed out earlier, Jason. Now they've got a little change in pace. They can control the speed of their round. They can go slow at the start, quick burst through middle.
They've also now introduced the idea that they're willing to play that fast and aggressive, so NaVi can't just like start out rounds with the idea of we're playing against something slow. Let's
hold
use
all the utilities.
Yeah, they can't just stack those at the B double doors. Now you're going to have to spend an extra nade, an extra flashbang to make sure that fast strategy isn't going to beat you. So now it comes into a mind game of what kind of style are they going to bring out in this round? Is it going to be fast? Is it going to be slow? And that's something Aleksib is going to have to work through.
Yeah, even trading on these mid-fights isn't going to be good enough for NaVi. The T's all the time in the world to work with. Mid-control. Despite wonderful getting some kills in towards the end of the round, it doesn't really have a whole lot of impact, but he does have the AWP saved over, and that could make a difference in a round like this. But the rest of your teammates are on pistols, and you've got the most expensive gun.
He's alone as well. He's got one player with him. A B set piece coming in. Oh, he's going to burn.
Oh, he's burning, forced into the fight, and Fame eradicates him from the site. Nothing wonderful could do. With the most important weapon in hand, Aleksib tries to be a little crazy inside of the smokes. He went forward to see if he could deny the bomb plant with the dual Berettas, but didn't get that opportunity. And Flick clears out that smoke inside of the site with a grenade, breaks it apart. Doesn't see anybody, and here's the retreat. They know that Aleksib has got the all picked up off the battlefield.
Yeah, but you can't hunt at this point. There's still three pistols on the ground. You can go forward, but that's a huge risk to take, and VP doesn't want to hand over any more weaponry, so content with the fact that's a really good find from Aleksib to save the AWP. And VP's just going to be happy with the victory, happy to tie things up at 5.
Important grab, important snatch away. Wonderful will have his primary weapon in hand for the next round. We are all tied up, as you were saying, Jason, and that's kind of crazy to think about, considering the start here from NaVi, how in control they looked, how comfortable they looked playing against VP. But the great thing about the Virtus.pro T side is they can adapt. They have multiple different ways they can approach the T side. They're not a one-trick pony. And JM has found the answer to get them competitive on this first half of Ancient. And I'm glad we got a best of 3 here today, because obviously we had best of 1s all throughout yesterday. We're into the winner and losers matchups today for progression and elimination. We've seen heartbreak already with NIP going out of the tournament, but this one's a story of celebration. We've got Anubis up next. That's NaVi's pick. And this is a quick B play deployed for Virtus.pro, and we're talking about the speed change. Well, here it is on display. Fame with that first headshot. Wonderful having to trade back, and Aleksib swings out of cave, tries to make that MP9 get a kill, and it doesn't work out. The sidearm of Bit keeps these numbers even, and Wonderful stay disciplined behind these smokes, allowing his teammates to make the next move. And the bomb is down, so NaVi will have to play retake. They got 2 smokes, in fact 3 smokes, 1 flash, but only 2 players left alive now thanks to that kill from Jame. So VP are now in the more advantageous situation inside of the site. Bit with an important swing. Just as that smoke plumed, he hits the headshot on Jame, and both of these remaining Virtus.pro players have taken damage. And now it is only 1 player remaining, and it's Norbert, but the element of surprise is on his side. They don't know where he is. Wonderful now detects it, but Norbert reads the clutch. Perfectly pulls those 2 players in towards him, and Virtus.pro now take a small lead.
Oh man, that is a grindy battle. Aleksib makes a hero play, but 1 extra flashbang catches him just when he's about to have a double kill lined up. That is a very grindy round. But this fast-paced aggression from VP, this style is looking cool. NaVi's having a real hard time handling it. This time just 1 kill and you're into the bomb site, and then from there it's NaVi scrambling to get a grasp of the round.
There's 5 rounds in a row now for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, they've looked so good ever since they've been able to switch into this faster style, and it's working. It's working so well. Bit with a kill, Ema burns down Norbert.
Important early kills going NaVi's way, but fantastic kill to come back from Mio. This keeps the round within touching distance for Virtus.pro. Last round of the first half. NaVi trying to tie things up and put an end to this streak that VP have put together. From 5-1 down to 6-5 in the lead. And Mir finds himself inside of the red smoke.
This is interesting. The desk was having a conversation about Mir's place in this team, and it feels like at the moment he's in a very critical role in this round and how it plays out. Cutting off rotations, choosing. He's got plenty of freedom to make an aggressive decision if he wants to, but he has to deliver when you're in this position.
VP were trying to play contact out of Aimee with a bomb, but Imma gets back in time, and perfect utility has kept them behind. So they can't commit to this A play. And in fact, Virtus.pro realized just under a minute left, they have plenty of time to readjust and go for a different plan of attack.
Yeah, but I really do think if they want to win, this round is going to be really hard for them to win if it's just Jame and Fame making the aggressive plays. I almost feel like Mir needs to pounce a little bit at some point, because once again, he's in a good position to stop rotations. Jame plays a very dangerous game there.
But he's actually made it work, so fair play to Jame. He dodges out the shots, he gets the information on the whereabouts of the AWP, and forces Wonderful to burn utility and drop further back.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily like this now, because now the red room play is so obvious that they've spotted Jame hopping back and forth. They know mid control is there. Now they know exactly where this is going to come from, and VP doesn't have a whole lot of time to make this work.
But NaVi have pushed B. Now they realize they have to go to the B bomb site, so JL's coming back to the cave to try and get there in time. And Fame crosses into the fight. That's the bomb loose. It needs to be picked up. It needs to be planted. And Jame is cutting off those rotations, but do not forget about Aleksib, and they didn't pick the bomb up. I thought they absolutely would have got the bomb in time, but the patience a little too much, and it is tied up at the half.
A good half from VP altogether, and showing you two different styles. So if you thought they were going to be slow and boring, this map might have changed your mind, this T side. Very cool from VP, but a couple of rounds that get stalled out due to smart play from NaVi. And I think NaVi altogether handled it very well in the mid rounds, being patient, always being buddied up as they move around the map to make sure they can trade any lurks.
I am confused about what happened towards the end of that round, because he definitely still had time to get the bomb down. There's 9 seconds, I think, when JL got that kill through Cave and it was traded. So I don't know if there was a molly on the bomb, or maybe they were just panicking about Cave, but run out of time, VP.
I think he might have been trying to consider a safe spot for it. That Molotov they threw in towards Cave kind of spread a little awkwardly for things and did some damage.
Makes sense. Makes more sense. Well, Pistol coming right up, and this game, we wanted it to deliver, and it certainly is. NaVi versus VP in a qualification best of 3 at the RMRs for the first CS2 Major. You'd be wanting a close game, and that's exactly what we're getting. It was periods of streaks for both teams in the first half. Let's see if it's a little more back and forth in the second. We'll get to see what Aleksib's calls are here.
I mean, looking at the minimap right out of spawn, you'd say NaVi has the leg up. It's going to have to be a retake at the A bomb site. The question is, how long do they take to prime this attack and actually hit and move into it? Because for the moment, VP has 4 at the B bomb site. That's going to change as time goes on. Wonderful spots a player in Donut. That's Jame.
Well, James coming back over now to the site instead. He'll play from default. In fact, he realizes they're going to have to play retake. So goes for a fight, doesn't win it, and then drops in behind that CT smoke. So NaVi at a minimum have the bomb plan.
Have the bomb plant, and they've got plenty of time to set up however they'd like. Smoke is still up towards CT spawn, so they're going to double up in Donut. One's going to play big box, it looks like, one in A main, and then Aleksib sticking around the bomb at the site.
You've got to say, NaVi are completely favored in this post plant, but Virtus.pro have extra seconds to play with thanks to having a kit. They deploy that smoke out, Bit at the big box. No kills yet for Bit, he is taken out. Quick shot from VP, and they're into the site. This retake is on, and that defuse is being stuck. They're not lining it up. VP pull it through, and a fantastic retake. One single player dies in that initial engagement. Couple of exit kills towards the end, but it's VP with the first round of the second half.
Beautiful shooting as they start that retake. That smoke cutting off access from Donut, though, is massive. That's 2 players from NaVi neutralized with nothing to do but spam through the smoke and pray. But man, the way they dispatch the rest of those crossfires is absolutely perfect. And that's the set of retake utility for a pistol round that you kids will want to learn at home. You know, if you're ancient players.
Yeah, also learn that aim as well.
Yeah, sure.
Some of those quick headshots.
That would help.
That definitely helps. First timeout for VP used here. Because obviously no NaVi got the bomb plant, and that's a big factor when you're on the T side, because you can get a good force buy despite losing the pistol. So VP have to consider that, and they've decided to go with more rifles than SMGs. So you've got 3 rifles in play, or make it 4 actually, if you want to count the FAMAS. 2 M4s, 2 FAMAS, and the classic UMP purchase. Always see one of those in a VP game these days.
Did you ask Jame yesterday?
Didn't see him.
Didn't see him.
Didn't see him. I'm starting to wonder if James is just a figment of my imagination.
Just some imaginary figure you see once in a while?
I walk over, I only see 4 players at the VP desk.
He's your conscience.
God, that's
whenever
scary.
you're going out for an expensive night at the bar.
So, yeah, exactly. So should I spend this money? It's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Any financial decision you make in your life, what would James do? It's a good question to ask. Smoke goes down in towards elbow. Mid control established nice and early here for VP. And NaVi realize they don't have the deep utility belt to go to and compete against what VP likely have. So burn out that early utility from the CTs and finish the round with your bucket of utility. Just taking their time, NaVi. Favorable fight if Norbert tries to duel against Wonderful at this kind of range. JL creeps closer to Flit inside of Jaguar.
It's a very quiet stalemate. I'm just listening to the birds.
Listening to the ambience, the calm before the storm.
Just now making their move. Flit not even going to drop the... No, it does drop it a little bit later. Mir spots 3 now in middle. Well worth the damage taken from the nade, and going to back away from that engagement. Aleksib brought down very, very low. Flit comes over to join up with Mir.
And he decides to sit back, actually allow them to push a little deeper. If they want to B-split, they've got to come into James. They've got to go into Flit. It's only one from James from the cubby, so Flit is now drawn between 2 positions. He calls his teammates to try and help, but Aleksib nails the headshot. And now it's Flit, again, undetected. Not the cleanest spray. He's overwhelmed by Aleksib on the flank, and it puts it all on Fame. And we know he's so good. We've seen it yesterday, but not this time. Not today. Bet puts him on the ground.
That's a sick round from NaVi. They really picked up the pace and made it well known they wanted to attack Red Room and attack middle, and that allowed for the entrance at the B bomb site, the initial pick on towards Norbert. That was huge from NaVi, and with very little resources, they get the job done. Good call from Aleksib. He's got NaVi in a very strong position. One more win, you break VP, and you start getting closer to a map 1 victory. In fact, VP's not even going to force buy to counter it. They're going to concede this one. A couple P250s picked up on Flit and James. Other than that, unarmored USPs. So NaVi should have a waltz into an 8th round. This is Virtus.pro's pick as well.
Yeah, it is. Anubis up next, NaVi's selection.
And I imagine it would be a talking point for the desk. It was certainly a talking point during the veto. Matthew especially little... talking about how Virtus.pro brings out Ancient out of nowhere. It could come back to haunt them. Very passive. They don't really have a good indication of where the hit's going to come from. It would have to be a miracle regardless, but even more so when they're all backed up. So NaVi will take an 8th round as VP just huddling up in towards Red Room, maybe going to try and flank and go for some exit kills, try and get some guns. And what's going to be interesting is Virtus.pro's buy in the next round.
Yeah, then we'll get back into the game.
I don't know. It might be a small buy then too. It's not like they have some kind of massive losing bonus built up. They might be stuck like right around or just under $3,000.
And they're a team that like to be a little conservative, so they'll probably go for a weaker purchase, allowing NaVi a few more rounds here to play with. No need to overextend if you're a bit. Just chill out inside of the pool. Don't give any exit kills on over. Aleksib looking to get through to the Major. His first ever debut at a Major was Katowice 2019 with ENCE.
That's the one where ENCE really broke into...
Made it to the final.
Yeah, all the way to the final. That was one of the great underdog runs that we've seen at the Majors. And he's kind of been, I think the shame about Aleksib is ever since then, he's just sort of been a journeyman. Like he's on a team for a while, and then he's
picking
gone.
up close to the wardrobe, man. He's got G2 jackets in there.
Yeah, OG, he's got it all. NIP. But I mean, the sad thing about it is he catches a lot of flack, but it's like, how many of the Vitality he was in as well? How many of those were like rosters that felt like they were put together and capable of being competitive? Certainly not the OG roster, certainly not the NIP roster. It's really cool seeing him take this NaVi team that nobody really knew what to think about after Paris when this got put together, and making it a dangerous squad.
The question was, what would it be like without Simple? How would NaVi fare? And it feels like the pressure was almost alleviated to a certain extent.
Important to note, there's 2 rifles on the field to play for VP. Norbert dropped that M4 over to Flit, which can only get 1 kill. Then Norbert picks it back up. And they still have the Galil save from the previous round.
Under 1 minute, Fame is holding utility at Donut. That will now be deployed. Senses it's a good timing to dish out that smoke. Oh, that grenade did not go through the smoke. In fact, it landed on NaVi players into damage to soften them up, and the P250 manages 1. There was even a chance there for Fame to get another. And Bit is now coming out of A main with the rest of the NaVi pounce as they want to try and get into the site. 30 seconds remaining in this round. Norbert pushes CT, catches a good time in a good position to remove Bit from this fight, and NaVi are not getting into the site. Imma's in the clutch. James alone inside of Temple, and Imma certainly has the better weapon here. James is searching for a rifle. He's only got his knife out at the moment. He's going all the way back around towards CT spawn. There might be a better weapon on the ground, but Imma's solely considering the Temple. And Imma swings at the last second to check back towards CT, and it's an important recovery from Imma.
James did everything he could. That smoke is actually really dangerous. That makes Imma consider so many different eventualities. So James throwing a little bit of confusion into the mix and wrapping around, but Imma reads it at the end of the day. Hard-fought battle. We just were singing Aleksib's praises as an in-game leader. Well, he just makes a really good decision. That smoke doesn't get blown open, not broken enough by the grenade, but he knows they just have to get in as quick as possible. So he leads the way through the smoke to his death, allowing for the trade and allowing for the eventual take of that bomb site. And a timeout is called immediately by NaVi as they want to talk things over. Now a 2-round lead.
We mentioned it, we were talking a little bit about VP's style changes at times throughout the T side, and I think it's really nice to have that ability because you want to see when you've got the likes of Fame, you've got Mir, and then most importantly Flit currently in CS2, it feels like. When you've got 3 riflers that are that sharp, you want to see the option of seeing them get aggressive. And we know that they can have a big CT performance too, in particular Fame yesterday. The rifles are finally out for Virtus.pro, so let's see if that comes to light.
A recovery in the first half is the only reason VP is still able to even fight for this. Nade blown open, utility out. They want to challenge. They don't want to let Mir sit comfortably on the ledge, and they won't. Imma gonna lead the way, and there's a perfect trade.
Yeah, second kill out for Imma in middle. Overextension from Fame, sticks around trying to fight, and Imma gets the swing on time. But now he's damaged up. He's 2 health, Imma. And his teammates are coming over towards this B bomb site. It is going to be an attack of NaVi into B. Norbert doesn't have the greatest weapon for the job. He's got the weakest.
And now they know his position.
Gun available on his team, and that grenade lands onto Wonderful. Important that Flit is now detected towards Cave. NaVi can be aware of that, and Flit is sprinting back. Important kill going up against Bit. It's James that lands that one on the rotation with the AWP. And the bomb is now on the ground. NaVi need to try and recover it to put it down. And those fights are now creating opportunities with the smokes for Norbert to get a kill on that MP9. And JL is thrust into a 1v3, getting spammed down through the smoke. Norbert peppers him up. And Virtus.pro, when they return to the rifles, when they get a full buy on the CT side, they pick up a round again.
Yeah, they certainly do, and that's well-managed utility at B ramp. But Jamin over in the cave, I think Imma might have played a little bit too early with only 2 HP trying to come in towards cave. Needed a little bit more to take James' attention elsewhere. Regardless, a really good take of middle, just couldn't find the success after the fact, and Virtus.pro hustles on the rotation over to this bomb site, and it all gets shut down. Norbert's able to upgrade for free, 8-9, and it's NaVi who have money issues now. 1 AK-47 on Imma, and all pistols otherwise. The boost up, however, nets an opening kill. That's Fame to fall over the top of the smoke. Much more subdued today, Fame, than he was yesterday.
Not getting the chance to bring the reckoning, but that's exactly what Mir and Flit have in mid. Destruction of the NaVi attack. And NaVi now have to go back to the purchase. Still have all the money available yet again.
9-9, all tied up.
Yeah, this game, you never believed for a moment that the second half will fall out of their hands. VP always find a way to stay alive, to come back into things.
They're a very difficult team to put away.
Tenacious on the Virtus.pro side. What have NaVi got on the attack? What does Aleksib got for this T side? Not a lot of utility to use up early on if you're NaVi.
Throwing that lovely new lurk smoke at the B bomb site as well. As a defender, it creates a lot of space for them to attack into you with safety.
No commitment yet for NaVi. They are applying pressure, obviously, with that lurk smoke, but they've got to be worried about losing the mid control because they didn't challenge for it. And Virtus.pro have shown a willingness to fight for mid and get players in there. And that's exactly what has happened. FaZe has pushed down mid with Mir, who has now climbed up heaven.
There's no more smokes, though, so they got to back away.
Yeah, you can't maintain control here.
And that's why you see NaVi being so passive in this B lane. They're just like, okay, let's wait for that mid smoke to fade to where our mid player can actually get involved and help us take control of ledge. So we know there's no bodies there, no danger that anyone's going to peek out at any moment. Ema's just about to turn the corner to do that. And now NaVi have control.
Time is starting to run thin at 45 seconds.
I think this is going to fall into a split towards the A bomb site. Smoke towards Red Room. You can smoke CT from outside Donut and split the attack. Flit's feeling that as well. He's already shifted.
Now Flash goes in. That's pressure for FaZe. Is he going to be able to handle it? Just one kill on that fight. Ima making sure that it's a quick reply. Flit this time. First rotator. First point of call for Virtus.pro. And Mira's still at that big box. It's just bitten JL trying to pull this round back. They've done very well so far. JL burning in the fire. Eventually eradicated. And now it's a 1v1. And Flit knows that Bit's right in front of him. Such limited time. You've got to go for the plants. And now it's running out. He's come off it, he needs the kill, and Flick gets around the corner, and the last second peek to the kill versus Bit is chaos, but it's VP up in the lead.
Flit just outplays everyone. He was the first player to arrive at that B bomb site. That's such a sick clutch. He pulls Bit off the plant and just toys with him. A little bit of sound cues to make it sound like he's coming through the smoke, but this is all Flit. He just got here. Double kill in towards Donut, holding down the fort, and then outplays Bit as the last player. NaVi, their first gun round was spectacular. Remember, like that really aggressive thrust in towards Red Room, pulled, sucked all the attention in that direction, exploited it by hitting the B bomb site. They haven't really been able to crack and put that much pressure on Virtus.pro's defense again. Virtus.pro is able to move around the map and get a lot of reads and kind of see what's developing before it happens so they can have the defense in the right place. Other than that, it was an eco win for NaVi after the first gun round victory.
It's about to be a play into the A site, attempting a bomb plant. It's a deep donut smoke, so it won't cancel out FaZe. He can still stand here, he can still fight.
Oh, I'll get you an ace.
Shows his might with a 4K and all 5 for FaZe. Shuts down the pistols, no mercy, no bomb plant. And 11-9 now the scoreline reads.
Mir took a bullet to the face so that FaZe could get all 5.
That's a teammate.
Shout out to your boy.
Player. Yeah, that's FaZe getting those numbers up. Trying to get back to over 20 kills. And that certainly allows a quick jump up. Tactical timeout here for NaVi. They know this is the last chance to get Ancient. They pick up at Ancient. There's a great chance to 2-0 if you're NaVi, because Nubis is up next. You let this one slip, you've got to battle all the way through 3 maps if you want a chance of qualifying for the major today.
Yeah, and it looks like they might be letting it kind of slip out of their grasp a little bit. It's been a very hard-fought battle, but 4 in a row now for Virtus.pro, and this defense hasn't felt like it's had too many issues in those 4 victories. It's been well handled. So the final timeout from NaVi to talk over the game plan of these last few rounds.
Bit just on the Tech 9. I don't know if a weapon's maybe down for him, but if not, it's 4 AKs, 1 Tech 9 to play with, and it will be exactly that. So NaVi don't even have full rifles out here. It takes the hit for utility. Plenty of utility being used out for Virtus.pro and Elbow, as you would expect. Looking to stop NaVi from getting early footing out mid. Flit held back inside of Cave, not allowed to push out because of that utility. Oh, grenade blasts open that smoke. It's the one from Ima. Trade is instant from FaZe again.
That's been huge for Virtus.pro throughout this entire half, as anytime NaVi want to get aggressive in middle, it's always a trade. They never actually secure anything. As soon as someone gets a frag from NaVi, someone from VP from defense is there to trade it right back. So things stay even in the 4-on-4. Virtus.pro have good control and good read and good information gathered in middle.
FaZe is just going to bide his time. He's got good control here. James can jump spot, try and take some of that attention towards Red Room. That is if NaVi even go middle at this point.
And now they've adjusted the defense into a much more comfortable situation where Flit rotated around to Donut so he can join up with Fame. He could play passively and watch the A-bomb site. That's going to be an easy frag as Aleksib's throwing utility. Didn't expect the mid-round aggression. And Virtus.pro really starting to put this together. JL could be in trouble.
Oh, he's definitely going to be in trouble. Look at Flit. He's pushed into elbow. And JL's making no secret about his run. Gets the gun out. Can't ready himself in time. So it is a 2v4 for Wonderful and Bit. They find themselves in the A-bomb site. Bit pushing deep into Temple could be the play that allows NaVi to stay in this one. He's got to try and get a couple of kills to draw these numbers back. Jame is coming late. Out through CT. Norbert, goes down, but instant trade from Jame. Now just Wonderful left. A 1v3 for the Wonder Kid. Taps out towards Donut. Jumping into the side is Jane, now spotted at default. Now Wonderful, the pressure's completely on and he cannot handle it. He cracks behind the big box. We talked about this being the last chance for NaVi to compete on Ancient. Well, it looks like that has gone out the window. Virtus.pro up to map point.
Yeah, there'll be one more buy. One more buy for NaVi on this T side as that bomb plan helps out with the bonus money as well. So they can get AKs and utility again, but it's not looking good. They haven't found a winning recipe. It's now 5 in a row. 5 in a row for VP's defense and NaVi unable to crack it whatsoever. All these proactive plays in the mid-round when it goes quiet are coming on the side of VP. Flit's rotation to Donut so that they can push mid and get aggressive. Nets them 2 kills on Aleksib and JL. Completely stifles anything the offense wants to do.
Smoke goes in towards CT spawn to try and signal more pressure there than is really happening. As NaVi instead focus on this B-bomb side attack and they run right into Norbert and Flit. And they've hung out the clothesline. They dry out a couple of these NaVi players. And this T side completely dries up for NaVi. Nothing left on Ancient. VP are about to head to 13 rounds and take the first map of this series. They'll be 1 map away from qualifying themselves for the Copenhagen Major. 1 shot rings out. It's not the kill that'll bring down Ima, but now they know exactly where he is.
Yeah, impossible situation for Ima. Now blocked off by utility just to make matters worse. Being flanked as well. It's just a matter of time, and you're dead on. And qualification for the Major, Virtus.pro is 1 map closer. They take their own pick of Ancient emphatically. 13-9 behind a strong CT side.
Yeah, Virtus.pro looking fantastic moving forward. Let's see if they can do it in 2. It'll be the first return to the Major since their victory in Rio.
That's absolutely...